Welcome to Iron Reviews, the show where I review Marvel and DC comics, and today I review the Totally Awesome Hulk issue 9. The comic begins in Cleveland, Ohio, as a news report is going on about the trial of Clint Barton, and one of the reporters says that anybody with a heart or brain knew how this trial was going to end. The Hulk is a monster, and the man who killed him was a hero. Of course Barton would be proven innocent. The reporter goes on to state that the world is a safer place now, but let them not forget that there's another Hulk out there, known as Amadeus Cho. Sure, some people see him as a hero and a nicer Hulk, but he's just as strong and just as deadly as Banner ever was. So the question is, where is Amadeus Cho, and what will be done with him? We then go to Amadeus laying in his room, with his sister Maddie coming in to give Amadeus a bowl of noodles. Maddie tells Amadeus that he needs to eat, but he tells her that he's fine. Maddie tells Amadeus she knows what he's thinking about. He cured Banner, freed him from the Hulk, but if he'd still be the Hulk when Bart came from him, he would have never been free, and tells Amadeus it's not his fault. As Maddie is explaining this, a ring comes from the door, and Amadeus gets up to answer the door. And as he opens the door, he tells his sister he knows it's not his fault, it's theirs, as we see the Avengers and S.H.I.E.L.D. have confronted Amadeus Cho. Amadeus is wondering if he should be worried, but Carol tells him not to worry, they just wanted to check how he was. She apologizes about all the S.H.I.E.L.D. agents with her, and she tells Amadeus that they only want to check how he was, knowing that he was close to Bruce, and now he has the power of the Hulk. Amadeus tells Carol he's fine, but she probably already knew that. She's Captain Marvel, she has S.H.I.E.L.D. and the Avengers, and even Alpha Flight to her command. He even sees the hundreds of different sensors scanning for him, and reading and running tests on Amadeus right now. So they can see his gamma readings, and even his heart rate and pupil dilation, and they must know that he's perfectly normal. But he does see a S.H.I.E.L.D. agent known as Jack has an ultrasonic rifle and is about to have a heart attack, but Amadeus just tells Jack to cool down. He's not a fighter. Carol tells Amadeus to take this all seriously, but Amadeus asks her if she really wants serious, with Maddie looking out the window fearing what might happen. He feels being serious now is a little tough. I mean, she shot his best friend in cold blood, and he knows because of the future seeing Inhuman and the vision he had of seeing Bruce killing everyone and hulking out, but he cured him and he was happy, at peace. Carol informs Amadeus that he has to know that the person that shot Banner wasn't authorized by them, and besides, he was taken to court and put on trial by a jury and his peers. But Amadeus knows, he gets it up here in his mind, but down here as heart, it's hard to cope with. He knows Carol's worried what he'll do. I mean, he's the Hulk, the strongest one there is, and I mean, he will be worried too. I mean, he really doesn't know what he's going to do. He's just a confused 19-year-old, young and confused. But now up to this point, with all that's happened, can he just mourn for a while? Will that be okay with Carol? Maddie comes running out of the house and hugs Amadeus and tells him it's perfectly fine, and tells the S.H.I.E.L.D. agents to leave them alone. With the S.H.I.E.L.D. agents leaving, and Carol telling Amadeus it's perfectly fine, and she is very sorry for his loss, and if they need anything, let her know. Maddie tells Amadeus to get back inside, but Amadeus asks Carol one question, and Carol's wondering what it is. Amadeus tells her if he were to go crazy and Hulk out, what makes her think she could stop him, with Carol looking at him, shockingly. The two stare down at each other, and Carol smiles and tells Amadeus to take care and flies away. Back in the house, Maddie hits Amadeus in the head, telling him that was dumb. Does he really think he's a big man now that he taught those S.H.I.E.L.D. agents a lesson, with Amadeus just telling her no? Later in the Alpine Mountains, we see the Hulk leap through the mountains, and as this is going on, Agent Jack reports to Carol that Amadeus is in Hulk form, and in this time, the readings are off the charts. We cut to the Poconos in Pennsylvania. As Hawkeye fires a bow, he gets an alert on his phone about the Hulk rampaging in the Alpine Mountains and is wondering what he should do. The Hulk lands and smashes down the ground, smashing the rock. And Agent Jack reports that he just hit a mining site, tearing into the ground, and Carol's wondering if he's digging towards something. A voice tells them both that he has no objection. He's lost his mind because he's the Hulk, and now they need to intervene. We see the Hulk continue to smash and tear into the ground, with a voice telling them both they can't wait any longer, and Agent Jack telling them that he just triggered the earthquake system, and now this is a seismic event. The voice tells Carol that 5 miles out there's a town with 8,000 innocents. They can't risk that. They need to act now. Carol tells them to stop, and they see what the Hulk has done. The Hulk stops, and they see that he wrote in the ground, "Made you look." Amadeus turns back normal, and Agent Jack informs Carol that the readings have showed that he's cooled down and turned back into human. Carol tells Jack in the voice that they're going to be fine, and tells Jack that they need to back off for a bit. The voice tells her she's right. They need to back off, and the voice reveals to be Black Panther in a Hulkbuster armor, and tells them both that he'll take it from here now. Totally Awesome Hulk issue 9 was another great issue, and finally, I mean, I like those banner issues, but finally, it actually seems like it's a Civil War II tie-in, and it kinda gets more involved with the main event. I have to say I really liked how this issue played out. I mean, even though it seemed too short, it was still good. I really like how Greg Pak continues to write a great Civil War II tie-in, and I really like how Amadeus gets more involved with the event as time goes on. I like how Captain Marvel and S.H.I.E.L.D. confronted Amadeus. I mean, I think it makes sense, even though I don't like Captain Marvel's side, it makes sense. I mean, Bruce was about to go crazy and kill everyone, but She-Hulk is still injured, so maybe they need to keep an eye on Amadeus now knowing he has the power of the Hulk. Even though I said this was a short issue, I still like the pace. It moved good, and the only part I felt like it was moving fast was during the end when Amadeus was the Hulk. I like how we get to see some of Amadeus cope with Bruce dying, even though it's not much, it's still great, and hey, Greg Pak is writing another tie-in for all the Hulk family coping with the Hulk stuff, so this is still good to see Amadeus cope. And hey, I'm pretty certain we'll see more of Amadeus and the rest of Hulk family cope in that tie-in, so I'm really excited to see that and this story continue. It was a big surprise at the end as we saw Black Panther telling Carol that he's going to handle with the Hulk, and not only that, but we saw a new Hulkbuster, his own Hulkbuster, which can I say, can we call the Panther Buster? I mean, I know it's a Hulkbuster, but Panther Buster seems really right. I mean, even though he's Black Panther and this is a Hulkbuster, but I'm just saying Panther Buster. But I'm really excited for this new Hulkbuster, and I can't wait to see in the next issue. I also want to point out we saw Hawkeye in this issue as well, kind of a short part, but maybe we'll see Amadeus go look for Hawkeye because of him killing the Hulk, or maybe Hawkeye will help Black Panther, I really don't know. But it would really make sense for either of those events to happen. I mean, Amadeus' best friend was really killed by Hawkeye, so I think he would be really pissed at that. And when I mean best friend, I mean Bruce Banner, just to clarify. But overall, I still really like this issue. The art is good, but sometimes blurry, and I really like the main story and how I like it getting involved with more of the Civil War II event. I mean, in the end, it was still a little fast-paced, but the pace was still good, the art was still good, and the story paid off. I think I would give this a 7.5 out of 10, and I'm very excited for the next issue. Hey guys, thanks for watching, and make sure to like, comment, subscribe for more Iron reviews, and check out my Twitter at IronHulk018. My name's August, and until then.